For most startups, we really recommend to really focus on the lower funnel first, because you want to make sure that you exploit your product market fit quite quickly, and you want to show some traction. And then at some point you will see a glass ceiling.
Hello everyone, may I introduce you to Pepe, Project A's Chief Marketing Officer.
Hi, and this is Simon, he's our Chief Brand Officer. And today we're going to talk about the funnel and how we would define it between branding and marketing.
The core idea behind the marketing funnel is the well-known Aida formula. Aida is an acronym standing for attention, interest, desire and action. It describes an ideal, typical customer journey. So first you get the attention of a certain brand or a product, then you become interested in it, you develop a strong desire to buy it, and finally you buy it. And although we know that reality is much more complicated than the Aida formula, we think it's a very good tool in order to structure the marketing of a firm and to distinguish different kind of marketing activities.
Yeah, and based on top of that, we usually define between the lower funnel and the upper funnel, and also distinguish between the tactics between the two of those. So for example, lower funnel can anything be from paid search, SEO, where upper funnel is more, if you think about really wider media budgets, bigger marketing campaigns such as out of home or TV.
So the tricky issue when it comes to the marketing funnel is that the question if a certain marketing measure is rather located at the upper or the lower end of the funnel doesn't depend only on the marketing measure itself, but mainly on the consumer's reaction to this. Let me explain this with a short example. Imagine you're passing by a supermarket and there in the window you see this poster telling you that you can get 6 bottles of Coke for the price of 4. If you are a heavy Coke drinker anyway and on the way to do your grocery shopping, then most probably you will enter the supermarket, do your grocery shopping, buy the 6 bottles of Coke and save the money. This is what we describe as a direct, immediate response. But maybe you're not a heavy Coke drinker and you're on the way to the office and don't want to carry with you 6 bottles of Coke, so you don't take the offer, you go to the office, but maybe in the evening you go to a restaurant, you order a pizza, and when the waitress asks you what you want to drink, you say, I'd like to have a Coke. Because somewhere in your subconsciousness you remember the poster you passed by earlier this day. And this is then an indirect and lagged response to this marketing measure.
So let's go one step back again. On the one hand side, you have the lower funnel, direct response, very easy to measure. And then on the other side, you have indirect response, which basically lacks the measurement, but also the response itself. So you have something which is very hard to measure and something which is very easy to measure. It's not about upper versus lower funnel, but really finding out how to measure both of them at the same time, and also how to do both at the same time.
Based on this thinking, you can roughly distinguish between two kinds of marketing: inbound marketing and outbound marketing. Inbound marketing means that you try to address the people where you know, or at least expect, that they already have a certain need. And you try to stage your product as the perfect solution to satisfy this need. On the other side, outbound marketing, there you try to reach as many people as possible. You try to raise your brand awareness and to awake maybe a certain need. So whereas inbound marketing is following a pull approach, so you try to pull the people out there into your funnel, outbound marketing is rather following a push approach. You want to push your message out. So as far as marketing measures are concerned, we at Project A always suggest that the first thing you should do is you should have kind of a minimal viable brand in place. This means you have to have a shared understanding what the brand is standing for and what the company wants to achieve. This is the basis not only for outbound marketing, but for inbound marketing and all kind of marketing measures.
And at the same time, when you build your MVB, you also start thinking about, okay, how do I set up my first marketing mix? For most startups, we really recommend to really focus on the lower funnel first, because you want to make sure that you exploit your product market fit quite quickly, and you want to show some traction. And usually what you would do is you focus on paid growth initiatives, or so to speak, performance marketing channels. That can be paid search, that can be paid social, that can be display in terms of native. And then at some point you will see a glass ceiling. So that is the time when you really have to think about how can I actually broadening my target audience. And then it's really about thinking TV, out of home, how can you basically attract more users and really build up the brand?
Exactly. When you see that the effects of your performance marketing is decreasing, then the moment has come to broadening the funnel and to really do outbound marketing.
So in a nutshell, please do not focus only on direct response, but also think about how you want to measure your brand and your brand awareness. And it's really about taking this as a sum, measuring both indirect and direct response together.
How are you doing marketing? How do you distinguish between upper and lower funnel? And what do you think would make sense to do first? We're looking forward to your comments. Bye!
Bye-bye! Thank you. Oh, a closing word. Das war dein closing word, oder?
Nein, das war eigentlich nicht
okay.
Das war so genau.
Okay.
Okay, if you have any comments, if you have any questions, please write them here in the comments. Or so in general, write them here in the comments or yeah.
Okay.
Hey, this was the example.
Ich weiß, aber jetzt muss ich gar nicht mehr.
Direct response. Okay.
Okay, anyway, we're gonna discuss later.